is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the new heroic players coming to NBA 2K23 MyTEAM tomorrow. It says heroic players arrive tomorrow along with powered up dark matter hero Paul George and Galaxy Opal hero DeMarcus Cousins. So obviously the hero versions of the Paul George and DeMarcus Cousins is going to be in that same type of KD, set that ultimately does lock in for the final reward. But does look like 4 new cards coming tomorrow's Pink Diamond, Coby White, Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis could be really solid at 6'7". Coby White's even 6'4" at the point guard position. Then we see Dark Matter Paul George and DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. Now, here's the deal. Okay, let's start with the Pink Diamonds. Coby White is where I want to start today. He's 6'4" at the point guard position. He could be fire because you guys got to realize at this point of my team, they can give whatever SIGs they want to any specific player, right? You don't have to be a certain anything to get specific SIGs. So, we could see Coby White with some solid SIGs. And if I'm you guys, right? As far as budget point guards are concerned, I'm not necessarily sold on Coby White, but he's somebody I want to at least see more about, right? 6'4" ultimately is not horrible, is not bad. But what else does he provide on the court? Defensively, I think he's going to struggle. I just don't think overall the card is going to be that good in my team. Reggie Lewis, on the other hand, is a guy that last year, if you know, right? 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. Last year, we saw a Reggie Lewis, right, that looked like this. This was our clutch time reward. Obviously, absolutely incredible. Good release, good dribbling, and incredible defensively. Honestly, expect the Pink Diamond Reggie Lewis tomorrow to look something like this card, at least stat-wise. I'm not going to sit here and say his badges are going to be better, anything like that. But for me, stats and badges, I think, as far as an overall card, Reggie Lewis is going to be really solid. And I'm here to remind you, the card's 6'7". So, he's already got that going for him. I didn't think his player build was that great last year. But again, as far as, an overall card, I do think the card is going to be solid. So Pink Diamonds, I don't think Coby White's going to be great. But I do think Reggie Lewis for a budget card is going to be solid enough in my team. Then we get to kind of the 2 hype cards in Galaxy Opal DeMarcus Cousins, as well as the Dark Matter Paul George. Let's start with DeMarcus Cousins here, okay? I'm going to look for DeMarcus Cousins we saw last year that's going to be on the same type of playing field. And this one kind of fits the billing, right? Decent 3-ball, decent, obviously inside scoring, decent defensively. My whole thing for Boogie Cousins is, right now as it stands in my team, the power forward center position is one that you don't have a lot of good budget players. And I don't think DeMarcus Cousins is necessarily going to be that cheap. I do expect the worst versions of Boogie to be a buyout at least though. But the problem with DeMarcus Cousins is he's only 6'10". So I would be lying up here in front of you guys if I said, yeah, DeMarcus Cousins is going to be really solid, going to be able to compete with Taco, with Yao. He's only 6'10". So I can't sit up here and tell you guys that. And I think that's the big problem with DeMarcus Cousins, who I don't think is going to be that bad. Again, it's just the whole thing of he's only 6'10". If you run up against Taco, if you run up against Yao, it's over for DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. That's just the way it is. That's just my personal opinion on it. And my personal opinion on things is, it's one of those things. If DeMarcus Cousins, for me, if Taco and Yao weren't in my team, and if you had to just match up with the Kareems, I'd be higher on him. It's just, we're at the stage of my team where DeMarcus Cousins is going to be tough to play. Now, sure, if you have Taco, if you have Yao, you might be able to run DeMarcus Cousins alongside them, and he might be able to at least compete for you guys. But I just have a hard time seeing DeMarcus Cousins be the best of the best. And then we see the Dark Matter Paul George. Now, I'm going to say this. There's one thing that's going to really depend on Paul George. Are they willing to change his release to even the Cam Reddish release? I'm not even asking Paul George to have the best release in the game. Are you willing to give him the Cam Reddish base on very quick? Are you willing to do that? If you are 2K, Paul George is going to be an extremely good card in my team. Because we're talking about a shooting guard at 6'9" that defensively is going to be absolutely elite. He just can't have the Paul George jump shot because that jump shot is horrible. And we're in the middle of April. I'm sorry. Paul George should have a newer jump shot at this point of his, of the My Team cycle. You can't just give him the Paul George jump shot. You just can't. Because if we look at the recent Dark Matters, everybody, Steve Smith, Malik Sealy, but they don't matter. I guess KD still has his jump shot, but we're starting to see more and more people get new jump shots. AK got a new jump shot. Do I expect Paul George to get a new jump shot? No. If I had to bet on it, I think he's still going to get that Paul George jump shot. But for me, in my perspective, if you give him the Paul George jump shot, he's not going to be that valuable because his jump shot is bad. Nobody up here, or nobody that plays 2K loves the Paul George jump shot. It's just impossible. It's not smooth. It's not fast. He has a low release point. It's just a horrible jump shot in my team. And so the whole thing about Paul George is he's 6'9", right? Good defensive versatility. But you can't even give him a decent jump shot like the Cam Reddish jump shot. He's just going to lose all his value. So I'm actually hyped for Paul George in hopes that they change his jump shot. I'm not even one to ask for the better dribble shigs, anything like that. I just want a usable Paul George in my team because the heroic dark matter Paul George probably isn't going to be super expensive. Obviously, you know, the hero, the hero PG is going to be really, expensive. But I'm just saying the cheaper version of Paul George probably isn't going to be OD expensive. Now, right now, just so you guys are aware, Kevin Durant hero version is going for over $1 million. Do I expect Paul George to go for over $1 million? No, but probably 500, 600K. Galaxy Opal Jordan Poole is going for 50K. So, expect those type of prices for obviously the Dark Matter Paul George. Boogie Cousins probably is going to be more expensive than Jordan Poole. But I'm saying all this to basically say those cards are not going to be cheap. The cheap cards, Reggie Lewis, Coby White. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if we get Reggie Lewis tomorrow and he's the best player in this set. I just wouldn't be surprised. Now, again, we'll see what type of jump shot they give him, see what type of dribble six they give him. But I would not be totally stunned if in tomorrow's drop, Reggie Lewis is the best card. Am I saying he's going to be? No. I'm not saying that Reggie Lewis is a guy that you guys should think is going to be the best player that does come out tomorrow. I'm just saying it wouldn't totally shock me. It wouldn't totally surprise me. So those are just something to kind of, that's just something to kind of keep in the back of your guys' minds to think about with the content that we are seeing tomorrow. I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Which of these 4 cards are you guys most excited about? Do you guys think they're going to change Paul George Sigs? Do you guys think Boogie's wide player model makes up for, him only being 6'10"? Those are things I'm really interested to hear your guys' thoughts on because, again, you guys are going to be the ones probably buying these cards. None of these cards probably make my no money spent unless Reggie Lewis is an incredible budget baller. And none of these cards are going to make the best squad in the game unless they really do decide to juice Paul George. So let me know your thoughts on these 4 new cards down below in the comments. Which of these guys are you guys excited to use? Which of these guys are going to make your squads? Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.